I think you were saying buck.
Yeah, Buckeyes.
Buck
it's a poisonous nut.
It's a poisonous nut. That's right. Bears, Eagles, 2 8-3 teams on a Black Friday. Jalen Hurts opposite Caleb Williams, but it was the ground game here for Chicago that absolutely balled out. DeAndre Swift is in. We said it, man. Haven't seen a Swift go off at that stadium since the Eras tour. He went for 125 on the ground in that touchdown third quarter.
Did you make it to any shows?
I didn't go to any of the shows. I had tickets to the Tampa one. That is Jalen Hurts, 33 yards. You're like, okay, it's not working through the air at the moment. But wait, it is. Call an ambulance. But not for me. A.J. Brown is in. Closed mouths don't get fed. He had 10 grabs, never lost in his career when he's had 10 receptions. Undefeated. Never lost. And then there's Caleb Williams. It takes a special talent to throw a pick on a screen pass. He did. And the Eagles are in business, but that business is not booming. Let's get to the tush push. It's 3rd and 1. Jalen Hurts, 1 career fumble on a tush push coming into this game, and now it's 2. You saw the beanbag out. The football is out. Deshaun Wright recovers for the Bears. He has 8 turnovers on the season, leads the NFL. 5 picks, 3 fumbles. Safety Kevin Byard said we took it as a challenge. I took it as a challenge to try to go and get one. Talking about turnovers on a tush push. It would lead now in the 4th quarter. Kyle Monangai is in. Monangai said, listen, man, we knew they're an explosive offense, but we're an explosive offense. I had to make the most of every opportunity. He went for a $130 on the ground. And then Williams, across his body. Normally a bad idea. Not to Cole Kmet, it's not. Wiener Circle in Chicago, famous hot dog joint, tweeted and said, hey,
get that clarity.
Free hot dogs on a Tuesday. Free hot dogs on a Tuesday with a Bears win. Hey, man, Caleb Williams said no hot dogs yet. Hold on. He found A.J. Brown, who had a season-high 10 grabs, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But Caleb Williams would put it in the deep freeze with that scramble. Wow. The Bears have swept the NFC East, and they've won 5 in a row. And the Eagle fans are nonplussed.
What did he say?
Something, I don't know. Santa, I know him. Let's hear from Caleb and Ben Johnson.
It's the Chicago Bears here, and we're 9-3. I don't know.
I know you guys are hungry for more, right? Itching. Let me tell you something. The city of Chicago's hungry too.
You knew as soon as the visor came off, that shirt was going off.
Coach has a creatine guy.
What'd you say? You said tone,
well,
not bulk?
Tone, not bulk.
Tone,
not bulk. You get past 30, you need to stay lean.
DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai. I don't know why you're looking at me when you say that. They both had huge days on the ground for Chicago. They become the first Bears duo to each rush for 100 yards in the same game since 1985. Walter Payton, Matt Suhey did it against the Lions. They're also the first duo with a $125 and a score in the same game, a rushing touchdown, since Colin Kaepernick and Frank Gore did it for the Niners in 2014.
Close to competing with a team like a Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, let me say this to you. I'm going to go with the Bears as the answer to this question on several fronts. Number one, I'm incredibly impressed with Ben Johnson. Props to Kevin Warren, the boss of the Chicago Bears, who I know very, very well. He's a friend. He obviously hired the right man for the job in Ben Johnson, who I think is an outstanding coach. Ryan Poles and the squad that he's assembled. You look at the talent on the Chicago Bears. I don't think we can ignore that. But it's really about Ben Johnson, and it's really about Caleb Williams. It's not about their defense right now, which has some work to do. They're 27th in total defense, 27th in scoring defense, 28th in rushing defense, and 26th in red zone defense, led by Dennis Allen. That is not something to write home about. But they do have 24 takeaways, a plus 16 turnover margin, because of their defensive ranking. So I give them credit where credit is due in terms of being able to be opportunistic and take the football away. But why are the Chicago Bears in a situation where they're sitting atop the NFC North? This for 2 reasons. Sure, you can point about teams that don't have winning records and what have you, and them taking advantage. But this is not what the Chicago Bears would have done in the past. They'd have lost to those teams. They're finding ways to win now. And then you got this kid in Caleb Williams. All of these questions about Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams or Jake May or whatever. Well, guess what? He's in the conversation now. because they're winning football games. And by the way, about third time this year, he's thrown 3 touchdowns in a game. I'm looking at Caleb Williams right now, and I'm seeing what he's doing, and I've been incredibly impressed. 3rd game this season with at least 3 touchdown passes. 4th straight game without an interception. Ain't turning the football over, throwing touchdowns, running with the football, throwing the football in tight spots at times, and getting the job done. Being opportunistic. I'm looking at all of those things, and I'm saying, okay, we're going to find out about the Chicago Bears as the season wanes, because after Philly, you got 2 games against the Packers. You got 1 against San Francisco. You got a season finale at home versus the Detroit Lions, okay? You got all of that going on, a game you want to avenge the way they blew you out the 2nd game of the season. I get that part. And you got a game against the Browns, who are no slouches defensively. But I'm saying to you, at this particular moment in time, we got to stand up and give the Chicago Bears credit. Their franchise has been resurrected. They are relevant now. And that is not something we anticipated we were going to be saying this early about the Chicago Bears. They ain't a damn soul that thought they would be in first place in the NFC North right now.
And you mentioned those takeaway stats. They do get a boost today. Some news that came out yesterday after we were off air. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon activated, off injured reserve. They're both questionable for this game. We'll see if they end up playing. All right, let's go around the horn here and give some game picks. RC, I'm going to you first. Who do you have winning?
I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have to have a sense of urgency coming into this game, not only based on the way that they played last week and forfeiting a 21-0 lead to the Dallas Cowboys, but also seeing what the Dallas Cowboys did yesterday against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a very winnable game for the Philadelphia Eagles, and a game that they must win if they want to be who they say they are. This is a defense that they can move the football on, and Jalen Hurts historically protects the ball better than most quarterbacks starting in this league right now. And what we've seen from this defense since acquiring Jalen Phillips and the pressure they could put on the quarterback, I think this will be a tough day for Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson to move the ball.
Cam?
Yeah, I second that. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles because one of the main things that the Chicago Bears have been undeniable at is, creating turnovers. Well, that's one of the plus things that we've been able to know, that Jalen Hurts does not turn the ball over. Not often. He does not put the ball in danger. He will rather not throw it rather than to throw it and put the ball in harm's way. So I'm going even more so to say, like, they will show signs in this game, and it will put them back on track where they need to be heading into, December.
I think the Eagles should be favored, but I think we need to keep it a buck and say why. The biggest reason is that they should be hearing the footsteps of the Dallas Cowboys right now. They should be hearing the footsteps because Dallas just came back and beat you, and then after that they beat Kansas City. All right, they're above 500 now at 6-5-1. All right, if the Eagles lose this game, they'd be 8-4. So you're essentially talking about the Dallas Cowboys being a game and a half out with about 5 games to go. That's a precarious position for the Philadelphia Eagles to be in, particularly considering the way that their offense has been looking. Secondly, and most importantly, the Bears are playing with house money because a lot of people still don't expect them to win. And I'm looking at Caleb Williams and I'm looking at this offense, wondering what they're going to be able to establish and accomplish. Sure, but even though their defense is not great, again, the Eagles' offense isn't great. You got no running game to be worried about, it appears, because Saquon Barkley, I don't know what the hell has been going on with him. I know the offensive line has been compromised, particularly with Lane Johnson being out, but still, you still expected better, and that's not the case right now. You're talking about a 1,400 to 1,500-yard drop-off. Not that much. I'm sorry, 1,000-yard drop-off from where he was projected to be this season from where he ended up last season. That's not good at all. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, yeah, the Eagles should be favored, but it wouldn't shock me if the Chicago Bears ended up winning this game because the Eagles still didn't correct the error of their ways offensively. They had damn well better do it in this game, otherwise they could lose it.
Conversation becomes very different around the Bears if they are able to legitimize their record if they get a win here at 3 p.m. All right,
Yep.
Lane Kiffin and